So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our first webinar for the year 2026. It's a special webinar where we celebrate ourselves as women on the occasion of the International Women's Day, which is celebrated March 8th every year. And for the last 2 years, we have hosted a special webinar as a community. Last year's webinar, I think we had like 4 speakers. It was amazing. In fact, it's still on our YouTube channel. Maybe after today, I will share. It was flourishing in every season, and it was such a beautiful event. And we trust God that tonight's event is going to be awesome. It's going to be that event that brings about a shift in your life. It's going to be that event that helps you break free from every limitation, everything that has drained you so much that you are self-neglecting. You are abandoning yourself and placing other things and other people above you. Tonight, it is my earnest prayer that God will see us through this event. So everyone, I can see Be Blessing Yetunde. There's a phone here in Phoenix. I can't see the name. I can also see Anastasia, Amarachi, Oshikoya Luremi, Efosa Oge. All of you, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So before we invite our speaker who has said she's has another event. She's going to be here in a few minutes, about half an hour into the time she would be coming for to be joining us. I would like to let us know that it is such an honor to be hosting you at this webinar. And this webinar is brought to you by the Radiant Women Growth Network. Many of us here are members of this community. You might have joined recently because of this event. Some of us here are already members who have been part of this community before today or before even this year. So who are we? For the benefit of those who are just joining us newly, the new queens who have joined this community, I'll take this opportunity to tell us a little bit about this community. So the Radiant Women Growth Network, by God's grace, is a community that I founded in 2023. This is about 3 years ago, yeah? So the inspiration to start this community was born out of passion, seeing how much women lose themselves, especially when they get married and have children. It's like they've forgotten all their dreams, all their ambitions, everything just fizzles out like dust. They no longer have the ability to think about themselves, about their purpose. They lose their identity, a lot of them. So that was the passion that drove me into saying, you know what? I believe from my experience and the experiences of other women, I'll be able to, by God's grace, put something together that helps women grow in different areas of their lives. Who are we? We are a global community where women are empowered and supported to rise and shine and transform the world around them. This community is a safe place where your potentials are celebrated. Whatever it is that you do in this community, whatever it is that you have the capacity to do, it is celebrated in this space. Here, your dreams are nurtured to reality. That is the whole core essence of this community. It is a global sisterhood. So our network spans across different countries, nations of the world. And it serves women across all ages. Provided you're a woman and your goal is to serve humanity and serve God, fulfill God's purpose for your life, this is the place for you. And what we do here, we are committed to personal growth and development, empowerment and transformation. Whatever we do here is not to follow trend. It is about focusing on you to help you grow, develop yourself, and build the capacity to transform not just yourself, but to transform other people. So why do we exist? What is the core purpose of this community? The core purpose of this community is that we believe that every woman is a brilliant masterpiece in the beacon of hope and light that can illuminate the world in a unique way. As we all are here, we are all gifted in different capacities. We have different talents. We have different things that God has endowed in us. And the essence of this community is to ensure that when the time comes for us to return back, we would have been good stewards of the gifts and callings that God has placed on our life. At this moment, I want us to recognize our speaker. I can see that she's entered the room. I'll soon, I'll soon spotlight her. I can see that she's in the room already. Welcome, Coach Abie Sonia. It's
Thank
such
you.
an
Thank you
honor
very
to have
much.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. So welcome everybody. Um, so we're talking about why the Radiant Women Growth Network exists. This community exists because we believe every woman, I'm just repeating this again, is a brilliant masterpiece and a beacon of hope and light that can illuminate the world in a unique way. Life challenges will try to dim your light. That's why you cannot walk alone. You need to plant yourself in a community where your growth is supported, where when life struggles try to throw you off balance, you have a community where you can anchor yourself. You have a community where you are supported, where you have shoulders to lean on. And this helps you to break free from limitations that are trying to hold you back. It helps you to discover the beauty and strength that you have lying within you. And it helps you to embrace your purpose and make your own mark on the world. So, we have a vision statement as a community. Our vision statement is to raise a global tribe of women who shine their God-given light unapologetically and illuminate the world, making positive impact everywhere they go. So you carry light, and the world needs this light. So the essence of this community, our vision is that we'll be able to raise a global tribe of women who are not afraid to shine this light that God has deposited in them. And how do we do this? We do this by providing inspiration, support, and empowerment for women of all ages through shared valuable knowledge, ideas, personal experiences, and practical effective strategies, shaping whole, confident, impactful, and fulfilled women. That is how we achieve our vision. That is how we aim to achieve the vision. So thank you for showing up here. In a few minutes, I'll be rounding up and I'll be bringing our speaker on. I hope you're ready for what God is set to do in your life tonight. I hope you are ready, that you've come with an open heart to receive from someone who God has chosen as a vessel to speak to us through her lips of clay, that today there will be transformation, there will be a shift in the way that you have perceived giving, in the way that you have given so much that you feel, you know what, you're now giving out of obligation, you're now giving grudgingly, you now feel depleted after you have fulfilled all the multiple roles that we as women are laden with. So today we will learn how to do giving differently. So I'll just proceed by touching a little bit about our core values as a community. Our core value is the acronym LIGHT. L stands for love. In this community, we care, we're compassionate, and we encourage one another fiercely. The I is for inspiration and inclusiveness. Everyone matters. What we do is to inspire the spark in you and celebrate diversity and individuality. The G is for godliness and growth. Everything we do in this community is founded on the word of God. It's founded on godly principles. This is why we don't joke with the spiritual aspect of what we do. Every morning, if you're a new member in our community, you must have noticed that a devotional is posted on the group. That is to keep you, feel the spirit part of you, your spirit man, to keep you going. because I know that it is not common knowledge that the spiritual controls the physical. So the spiritual aspect of what we do in life is very important to us as a community. And growth, as it's expressed in the name of this community, is an integral part of what we do here. We help women to rise above limitations, help you break free and emerge into the highest version of yourself with godly faith, character, and wisdom. And the H is honesty. We want to be transparent. We're community raising women who are living lives of transparency, integrity, authenticity. You don't want to be showing up as the best version of somebody else, or you want to show up as your true self. We want to be vulnerable in this space without fear of judgment. And the T is teamwork. We're a family, we're a sisterhood. So we support one another. Everything we do is when one woman rises, she holds the other one up. That is why we're doing what we're doing today. This webinar is part of the mission that we have to empower people with knowledge. And I believe that by the time we finish tonight, you will know that this is a place to be. Every week, we have a prayer meeting Friday nights, also part of growing ourselves spiritually and praying for one another. And of course, we share free resources, books, information. You must have seen a lot of posts going on in the group. There are global networking opportunities. You're not here alone. There are people from Canada, from UK, Nigeria, Africa, Kenya, whatever country, Zimbabwe, we have South Africa, we have women from all over the world and from different walks of life. So I would stop here and thank you for being here and thank you for listening to the brief about our community. And in a minute, I'll be calling up our speaker to take over the stage. But before I do that, I would read her bio. We have an amazing speaker. It's such an honor to have her here. Believe me, by the time you finish listening to her, you will know that it is a blessing that you're here. And anybody who is not here, if you know them, start sending them messages to join. Because tonight, there is definitely going to be a shift in your mindset. There's definitely going to be liberation and breaking off of chains that has held you bound for so long. Right. So, like I mentioned earlier, every year, 8th of March, the International Women's Day is celebrated all over the world. And the theme for this year is Give to Gain. But I always find a way to choose a topic that aligns with what I believe in, right? Which is why our topic for this webinar, or the theme for this webinar, is giving from wholeness. Because before we start asking people to give, people give, everybody gives, most people give. But before we start asking people to give, we need to know, how are they giving? What does giving even mean? Are we just giving out of obligation? Are we giving the right way? What is giving costing you? What is giving taking away from you? And how do you learn to begin to give in a way that is healthy for you and for other people around you? So I'll be reading our speaker's bio, and I would like us to give her an amazing welcome. So today we have Abie Sonia Ebenezer Bamibayon, and she is a multifaceted professional with commitment to positive transformation, a distinguished professional dedicated to facilitating positive change in individuals' lives through counseling, coaching, mentoring, public speaking, writing, and the application of positive psychology principles, neurolinguistics programming, emotional freedom techniques, and matrix reimprint and family systems engineering. With over a decade of experience in educational environments, Abie Sonia holds a Master of Science in Counseling and Positive Psychology, as well as a postgraduate degree in teaching and learning from Manchester Metropolitan University, which has contributed to her expertise in her field. She is also a member of British Association of Counseling and Psychotherapy, National Council of Integrative Psychotherapists. This isn't motivational speaking. If you know the person who you have before you today, you would know that you are so blessed to have this amazing woman. I came across her last year, and honestly, I don't even know how to start. When I thought about this topic, I was like, who would be the best person? And the Holy Spirit led me to her. And I do not take this for granted at all. I'm grateful that you're here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for honoring our invitation. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach
Welcome,
Chinwemma.
welcome.
Thank you,
Let's
thank you.
make
I
welcome
appreciate
our
you.
speaker for tonight. I'm not seeing the emojis. I need to see the emojis, people. Let us welcome Abie Sonia. It's such a pleasure to have you here, sis. She's one of the
Thank you.
gifts that the Institute of Family Systems Engineering and Development gave me last year. And I'm so blessed. I am grateful. It's an honor to have you here. And I'll just step back for you to take over. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Coach Chinwemma, for trusting me with your platform. Thank you for reaching out. It's been really, really amazing. So I'm going to start.
What type of woman is this?
Is it possible for someone to mute people? Please mute your
Let me
phone
mute
so that
everybody.
okay.
Happy birthday.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. It's so lovely to be in your midst today. I've been asked to speak on giving from owners. And I know the theme this year is to give. Give is about giving. That's the theme for International Women. But before we start, I just want you to, just put your hand on your chest. Everybody, please put your hand on your chest and just take a deep breath in. The kind of deep breath that you feel like you have a six-pack. You've sucked everything in and then you just release. So just take a deep breath in and then you let it out. Take a deep breath in again and you let it out. And take a deep breath in again and you let it out. And say to yourself, I am here, I am focused, and I'm attentive, right? It's very important that we center ourselves. We as women, we give and we give and we give. But how do we give from a place of wholeness? If I'm thirsty today and I needed a drink, and I ask Coach Chinwemma, please, can I have a drink, please? She can only pour me water if she herself has water. If she doesn't have water, there is no way she'll be able to pour. She might like, I really want to give you water, Sonia, but I don't have any water myself. Before we give, we have to ensure that we ourselves, we are whole. It's not about selfishness, no. It's about giving what you have. You cannot give what you do not have. You can only give what we have. And what is honest? For me, before I even talk about honest, I have to come to the fact that we are tripartite human being. We are body that is housing the mind and the spirit. If any part of this is in misalignment, there is no way you'll be able to give wholeheartedly. You might give grudgingly, You might give, and at the end of the day, you will be making a big sacrifice. So if you want to give in terms of giving, physically, giving money and resources, we all know that in this side of the world, when I mean this side of the world, I mean it's not when people have transitioned. On earth here, before you get any resources, you have to work for it or do business or exchange some kind of value or services. So when you are giving people your resources in terms of finances or in terms of your skills, you must have invested something for it. If you are giving in terms of you listening to someone, you are giving two things there. You are giving from your mental capacity and you are also giving your time. Because in order for you to be able to listen to someone, it is your time that you are giving. In terms of giving to someone spiritually, like Host Chinwemma said, he said the Holy Spirit told her to reach out to me. That means she has spent her time in praying about this. What we are all enjoying her, she has given something for it. It means she has spent a time in a place of prayer. So you see, she's giving something there to intercede, to seek. That is giving. So when you are praying for someone, you are also giving. But how do we give from a place of wholeness? Like I said, you have to make sure that you yourself, you are well watered. As someone who is ready to give, as women, we give a lot. We give our time. We are the doctors in the house. We are the chefs in the house. We are the drivers that take our children from one place to another. And at the end of the day, we don't know that we do so much until something happens. And then you are not able to do that which you do. And then you see your family going through a lot of things. We women, we operate a lot from autopilots. We operate from autopilot. I remember when it was COVID in 2000 and everywhere was shut down. I was shocked. That was when I stopped for the first time to have a deep reflection for the longest of time about my life. And I remembered I would wake up 5. I'm sure this, what I'm going to share now, will resonate with so many people in this place. I would wake up 5 a.m. in the morning. I would take the children to the breakfast club and I'm on my way to work. And then I finish from work. I pick up the children from the after school club. And we come home. I give them their food. And then if there was nothing, I have to make food for them. And then I have to do their homework. And then I have to spend time a little bit with them and send them off to bed. Then I was in the educational system. And then I have to prep for the next day or check every other thing that I needed to do. And if my side business as well, I have to ensure that I was doing something that will make me deliver the services I've promised people. And what that means is that I was not sleeping the same day that I wake up. So I wake up 5 a.m., but I'm not going to sleep that same day. Probably sleep 1 a.m. in the morning or 12:30 a.m. in the morning. So I was giving. And when the lockdown happened, made me to think, I was wondering, how was I able to do all of these things? No wonder why when I was driving, sometimes I have to slap myself to wake myself up because sometimes I'm falling asleep. No wonder when one day I was washing the plates and then the water is as if God, I will not say it's as if it was God, the temperature of the water increased and it burnt my hand. I realized that I was washing the plate and I was sleeping. Standing, my hands are moving, but I'm falling asleep. It made me to realize that I'd exhausted myself from giving to the children, giving to the spouse, giving to family, giving to my customers, giving to my colleague, giving to my students, and giving. The question is, who is replenishing the giver? That is where that wholeness coming, giving from wholeness. One thing I realized is that I was giving a lot. Let's say I was giving 90%. And the only 10% I was getting was maybe the amount of sleep I was able to sleep and maybe the food that I was eating. That's all. That's the 10% that I was getting back. So the question I have for you, you want to give from owners, how is your physical well-being, women? How is your physical well-being? When was the last time you just stood up and you said, in my schedule this week, I'm going to incorporate exercise? And that exercise time become your me time, where you unwind, where you do things for you. I always say, if you cannot give what you don't have, where you ensure that you are given, but you're also giving to yourself. It might be just that 10 minutes exercise. It might be a walk around your estate. It might be a run. It might just be joining exercise group on YouTube. There are loads of free ones out there now. So what that means is that your body is agile, your body is well. When was the last time you were just able to take yourself out on a meal date and just eat without nobody shouting mommy or maybe honey or maybe whatever? When was the last time? Without your phone ringing. I want you to start thinking and reflecting on these things. How are you filling your cup? I'm starting with us. How are you filling your cup? Now, the next one is, when was the last time that you check what you're eating? Because you get to a certain age, they start talking about cholesterol, they start talking about your sugar level, they start talking about the different vitamins that is dropping. When was the last time you went for a full body check in the hospital? You don't wait until things start happening in your body before you see. When was the last time you went for a full body check? Just to check on you. That is also the giver. And when you go, you'll be able to find things. What do you need to take? Which of the vitamins is low? Is it your iron? Is it your vitamin D? What exactly do you need to take to ensure that you are in full performance? Your body is well looked after. When was the last time you went for the dentist check? The opticians? When was the last time you did that check? Just to check whether your breast, to see, or screening and all of that stuff. We give and give and give, but we don't give enough to ourselves. Now I'm going to move on. When was the last time that you just had a good belly laugh? A good belly laugh, that you laugh so much. Some of the things I'm going to be sharing are the things that you already know, but the reality is you hardly put them into practice. You had a good belly laugh. I'm going to now move on to the mind. When was the last time you read a good book? Or anything at all, you learned something new? You can check this out. Do you know that when you learn, you will have the tendency to keep yourself younger? Because the more you learn, the more you are renew your capacity to be able to retain information. And it has a way of keeping our memory intact and helping us to look a little bit longer. When was the last time that you check in on your emotions and you are not suppressing it in order for you to be able to tolerate that person in your life? When was the last time that you just look at yourself, it's like, I'm not happy, and it's okay for me to say I'm not happy, and you sat with that emotions to find out, why am I not happy? Why am I having low mood? And it's very frequent. What did I hear? Because the gateways to the body is the ear, is the eye, the nose, the mouth, and our hands. What did you touch that triggers some memory? What did you smell? Because our emotions, by the time we catch it, is already inactive. If you check the circle of belief, you know that before any emotion is triggered in your body, it has gone through one of the gateways. It might be a thought. It might be a sound. It might be what you saw with your eyes. It might be what you tasted. It might be the way someone spoke to you. And as a result, you are replaying that word, that conversation over and over again. And you find yourself going into lower and lower mood. Self-awareness is very important in order for us to give from a place of awareness and not from a place of lack. Our cup doesn't have to be overflowing before we give, but our cup has to be full for us to be able to give from a healthy place. Now I'm going to move over to before we go, your energy. What are the things that preserve your energy and what are the things that deplete your energy? We need to be able to ask these things. What are the things that are depleting my energy that I need to sort out? Is it that when you go to certain places, your energy is depleted? Is that when you hang out with certain people, your energy is increased? You need to get to know yourself. And I'm going to move to the spiritual. Because Chinwemma said it before. The spiritual controls the physical. It is so important. Our spiritual being, it controls our physical being. When was the last time that you just spent time, whether in prayer, to worship your God, whether in worship, whether to just be grateful for where you are and sit down and see what has happened? When was the last time that you read the word? Because there are some things that you might be shown or some things that the Holy Spirit will drop in your spirit. If you do not know the word, sometimes you don't know how to connect the dots because all the answers do not always come in one. Sometimes some things drop in puzzles and then you hear a Bible verse or something that's already in the Bible has been dropped in your spirit. If you do not connect yourself, you look like someone that is moving, but you're just being busy and not being productive. Now we are going to move on to giving to others. Woman, when was the last time that you gave a helping hand to another woman or another human being? Coach Chinwemma is doing a bit right now. She's giving to the community. I know this was not a paid event. She's leaving a mark one after the other. She's bringing people to speak to our community. That is from a network that she's bringing. When was the last time did you just mention someone's name as a recommendation for what they can do? They are looking for a services and you know someone that can give that services. And then you recommend them that this person can do this. When was the last time that you yourself, you look at another person and you just give a compliment? Giving doesn't have to be money, you know. Giving can be a compliment. It can be a feedback. It can be a pat on the back and give feedback for that event that you attended. Or you give feedback to that person that render you services. Sometimes we are very, very quick to go and write a negative review, but we are very slow in writing a positive review. When was the last time that you look at someone and you know that what they are looking for, you have it, even if it's just that information, and you sent them that information to move them from one place to another? We can give contacts, we can give our money, we can give our time, we can give our resources, we can give recommendation, we can give a whole lot of things. I want us to start thinking about it. If I give this person this thing, does that mean they are going to overtake me? I was at an engagement before I came here, and a lady was sharing that she was driving on a motorway, and then a car just quickly drove in front of her. She got so upset. She drove faster and she drove in front of the car. And they were taking turns in doing it. By the time she realized what was happening, she has passed her exits. And she saw herself going to somewhere else. It took her 1 hour before she was able to reconnect back to where she was going because she was competing with a stranger on the motorway. She was going for a speaking engagement. She ended up not speaking because the event, they've called her name. I was like, wow, what is going on? Women, we tend to compete with one another. Why are we competing? We might be doing the same thing, but you know what? The difference is that I am unique, you are unique. The mode that God used in creating you, it was just for you alone. It did not recycle it and created another person just like you, except you are a twin. Even twins have different fingerprints. There is no point for you to compete because that person you are competing with may not even know that you are competing with them. They may not, there must be something you have that they too do not have, but you are busy competing with them. When was the last time you gave a collaboration whereby you look for someone that is doing the services that complement yours? and then you collaborated with them so that by coming together with that person, you were able to reach more people. In order for us to give from wholeness, our mindset has to be intact. What is the mindset that you have? Do you have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? A growth mindset is the one that say, I can collaborate with this person. I can partner with this person. I can refer this person. I can recommend this person. A fixed mindset will like, no, I'm not doing any of that. Because if I do, this person is going to grow more than me. Because if I do, this person will not be at the same level as me. A candle loses nothing by lighting another one. In this season of giving, the more candles you light, the more the light become brighter. And if your candle threatens to go off, there will be more people that will be willing to light your candle. I want you to think about this before we wrap it up and ask yourself, what do I have that people around me need? How do I begin to share this with people? There are some of us, we are so well read, but we do not share from our knowledge bank. Maybe because of lack of confidence. I was not always this confident in talking in front of people. But you know what? The more I practice, and yes, the first time was not good. The more I practice over and over again, the more I begin to learn. Some people do not give not because they are unkind, but because they are not confident. So I'm challenging you today. Perfection is not the end goal of giving. Give whatever you have and give within your capacity. Give your time, give your knowledge, mentor others. Nobody can outshine you because your journey is different and their journey is also different from yours. So start thinking, what is in my hand? That is what God asked when the woman asked that she cannot feed her children. The prophet asked, what is in your hand? What is in your hand? So I ask everybody in this call today, what is in your hand? That if you begin to sow it, it begins to grow other people around you. And before you know it, we have a seed everywhere growing into different form that even your children might enjoy from that seed. So whatever that mentality is, that lack of confidence, wipe it off. Anybody that wants to laugh, let them laugh. According to my mom, if they don't laugh with you, they might laugh at you. It's okay. It shows that you're alive. It's fine. So I don't know why I keep hearing this. If it is lack of confidence that is not making you give, the person you know yourself, start already. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody started perfect. Just give it already. If you have given and the people did not appreciate it, it's also okay. You will know how to set boundaries. I always say, when you do not set boundaries, abuse is inevitable. You can give and still set boundaries. You can give, and even if you did not set boundaries, there were mistakes made. It's okay. You learn from it, and in the next relationship, you will know how to set boundaries and train people on how to treat you. Why do some people not give? Some people do not give because they think they don't have anything. The truth is, we all have something that someone needs. Look for the people that need what you have and start from there. So, woman, if you are giving from a place of wholeness, if you want to give, start from yourself. Know yourself. Self-awareness is so important. Fill your bucket up intentionally. Your body, your mind, and your spirit, so that you don't end up getting burned out. I was giving, not because my family members were bad or lazy. I was just that giver that loved to give. But I got burned out because I did not refill my own buckets. So it's not anybody's fault. It was me that had cultivated habits of not replenishing myself. So if you want to give, make sure your buckets is filled up as well. As you're pouring out, make sure you're also pouring in. Correct your mindset as well. Make sure you have a growth mindset. Be flexible and be very forgiving. Because when you are giving, some people might take advantage, some people might offend you. Forgive and give without holding anything. I always say, I do not give because I want thank you. I give because I just want to give. So even when you don't tell me thank you, it's good. It's not acceptable, it's not good courtesy, but it's okay. Because with or without your thank you, I will still give to the next person. So settle it within yourself. Why am I giving? If you are giving to get accolade, if you are giving to be applause, then you are going to get offended. But if you are giving because you really wanted to give, not because the person owe you anything, not because you want to thank you, then you see that it should be easy for you to give regardless of how people respond to you. And then the last but not the least, we all have something to give. Nobody is empty. Check within yourself. What do I have that people need? And begin to sow that seed one day at a time. Coach Chinwemma, I think I'm going to stop here right now and I will yield the mic. Thank you so much for having me. I just hope that someone here has been able to reflect and know that you can give regardless of who you are, how old you are, your status, your economic status. We all have something. We are made in his image and in his likeness. And as a result of that, everybody here is wealthy. Some people are wealthy with their time. Some are wealthy with their resources. Some are wealthy with their skills. Some are wealthy with money. Some are wealthy. If money is all the wealth that you have, that person is actually poor. Yes. Some are wealthy with kindness. Some are wealthy with compliments. There are some people, you sit with them, you are feeling down. When they leave, you are up. Because they'll, oh, Coach Chinwe, you're looking so radiant. I love your jacket. It's beautiful. Your glass is so fine, man. It's really good. By the time you leave, you're like, you'll be feeling good. Like, this person just get. So people are rich in compliments. So you see, we are all very wealthy. Give, regardless of what people do or say, and set boundaries accordingly to rectify anything that stop you from giving. Thank you so much for your time. I saw the arts as well. Thank you for all the love. I'll yield my mic for now.
Wow, 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 wow. I don't even know where to start, but I just want to say thank you on behalf of every woman in the Radiant Women Group Network. We honor you. We appreciate you for delivering this with such, it just you just hit the nail on everything. You touched everything. Concise, yet with so much depth. And the calmness with which you speak is something that endears me to you. Like, Coach Sonia will be speaking to you as if you guys are just having a tete-a-tete, as if you're just having a conversation. So God bless you, sis. God bless
Amen.
you, Coach Sonia.
Amen.
Can we all please say thank you to Coach Sonia in the chats? I can see the chats. It's buzzing. Please put the fireballs for us. Let us say thank you to her. If this session has blessed you, if it has touched something in you, which I believe it has, thank you to all those who are going to the community to go and tell people, better don't miss this session. No, you have to come. I saw some chats in the community where that this is much needed. Make sure you're there. Thank you so much. We just cannot thank you enough for this session. You touched on everything. And as we're saying thank you, put in the chat box that particular thing that really resonates with you. If there's something that was said here today that touched you, that resonated so well with you, that you are going home with tonight, I need you to please put that in the chat. Put that in the chat. In fact, my notes is one of the things that she said that really got to me was a candle loses nothing by lighting others. You see that mindset of, I like the fact, before I proceed on this particular point, I like the fact that she started by talking about give to yourself first, because that's where it starts from. We cannot pour from an empty glass. To give the analogy of, if she asked me for water now, I would say, I would like to give you water, but I don't have. And that's what I saw that inspired me to create this community. I came across a lot of women who gave till they had depleted so much. They had lost direction. When you meet them, you know that there's just, they want to give, but they've reached, they're scraping the barrel. There's nothing left to give. And these women end up being resentful. They end up hurting themselves. And because they feel unfulfilled, they feel, okay, after I've done this, those are the kind of mothers you see who will say, so after I've done this for you, I've done that for you, you did this to me. Because they were expecting something in return. They've given, and never replenished. Thank you all so much. I can see all the thank yous. I may not be able to pick them one after the other, but I can see we are all humans. We all as humans are reaching one thing or the other. Thank you so much. I can see Yetunde says, okay, Yetunde is saying thank you. Victoria says your bucket must be full first before you can give out. That is true. We're not saying don't give people. We're saying make sure you're giving from a place that is whole. You're giving from a place where you'll not be giving and grumbling and saying, why am I giving? And she touched on the area of, yes, where she said a candle loses nothing by giving, by lighting others. The more we light others, the more we glow. The more the world gets brighter and brighter. Okay, yeah. Amarachi Fortune says, we are all rich with something. There's definitely someone that needs what we have. That's it. If all you have is money, then you are poor. Absolutely. It can't be only money. There's something more that you have. And Nkechi Ofonedu says, if by chance your candle goes off, you will always have more candles to lighten your candle up because you have lightened more candles before. That is so profound. That is it. Whatever you have, give. But don't give so much that. Can we please all stay muted? Thank you very much. Don't give to the point where you are not recharging yourself. Before this webinar, for example, I had been busy all morning shopping, taking my son for guitar classes, coming back and making my daughter's hair. And I had to at least prepare, look at things that will be prepared. And at a point, I just said, you know what, just go and have a lie down for a few minutes because my body already started giving me the signal that if I have to show up here, like I'm showing up now, full of positive energy, I needed that little break. I didn't sleep. I just laid in my bed. I just laid in my bed and looked for something that will make me laugh, something, that will just make me feel good. And that's what I watched and I just relaxed. By the time I laid down for that few minutes, I was recharged. I got up again. And here I am. So thank you so much. I'm just going to look at the chats again. Oshikoya Oluremi says, thank you so much, Coach Sonia. You really got me here. Give to yourself first. I really don't know how to give to myself and I end up not being appreciated. I'm grateful that you've taken something away. Always give.
I
If I
want to
was reading
answer
a
that
chapter,
question. I want to answer that
okay,
question.
okay,
Right.
please go ahead.
Oshikoya, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for that question. I'm going to print a scenario for you, not to scare you, but please remember this. My father died in 2021, and he's been gone for 4 years plus now. And I was telling someone today, I said, when I look at the siblings and some people that were relying on my dad, I said, I don't understand. They are still okay. They are doing well. I said, so last, everybody is okay. But when my dad was alive, they made it look as if, uncle, we can't do anything. This happened, they will run to the house. They drained him and they zapped him. So in a way, I would say he finally went to rest. He was able to rest. So if you do not rest, the person that chooses not to rest, that person might rest in peace. So when you say you do not know how to give to yourself first, please learn. I'm not scaring you, but I just want you to know how bad that can be. People are ready to take from you until you say stop. So you need to learn to give to yourself first. The question is, I'm going to ask you this question. If you can unmute, please. I just want to ask you one question. Do you love yourself? If you are there, please unmute. I know
Yes,
you
ma. Yes,
you
ma.
love yourself. You love yourself. Okay, fine. What is the
Yeah.
reason? What's the reason behind your giving to people? Why do you give?
Just to show care, just to show love.
To show them love,
Yeah, to add value
to
to
add value.
others.
Okay, to add value and to also show love. Is that correct? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So what does the Bible say? Say, love your neighbor the way you love yourself. So if you don't love yourself, you love other people. That's why you give,
Yes.
right? And to give value. So is it possible that you love other people more than you? Because you need to start asking yourself question. I'm giving to these people because I love them. If you love Ushikoya,
Not at all.
exactly. So if you love Ushikoya, don't you think Ushikoya deserves some of that love that you give so generously? Think about it. If you love yourself, you are supposed to give to yourself first before you give to others. And if you are concerned about what other people's opinion will be, people will always talk. The mouth has two purposes, to eat and to talk. To eat and to talk. So people will do that. I would say if you really love yourself, it's very easy to say, yes, I love myself. I don't believe when people say they love themselves. I want to see your demonstration. How do you treat yourself? What do you put up with? If you're always people pleasing, it makes me ask, do you really love yourself? Because if you are pleasing other people to displease yourself, the question is, do you love yourself? So ask yourself, maybe it's something you need to check within yourself. And another thing again, the belief, I know culturally they believe that always be there for people, always help, always do this thing. Sometimes it gets to a point in our life that you will know that your life has been run by other people. How do you know that? Check your belief system. What do you believe in regarding family, regarding religion, right? Regarding the way you give, regarding the way you spend your money, regarding things around your life. Check your belief, the roots of your belief, and ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Wherever those beliefs come from, they are the ones that are running your life. I don't know if anybody has seen the interview with Bovi recently. He said for the past how many years, his life has been run with another person. In neuro-linguistic programming, we call it red car. Who has been riding your red car? Who has been riding your red car? We all think we are adults, we are growing, my dear. Your parents are still very much running your life. You don't even know. Check your belief system. Wherever the source of your belief system come from, those are the people that are running your life. If it's a celebrity, they are the one running your life. If it's your old teacher that said, who are you? People like you don't do this kind of a thing. And then you shrink to fit into that class and you carry on that belief. That your class teacher may have stopped teaching in primary school, but I tell you what, they are still very much running your life. Ask yourself, who is driving my red car? So if you love yourself, please demonstrate it, not just say it. And if you demonstrate it, you will refill yourself first before you refill any other person. All right. Thank you so much. I hope
Thank
that
you
helped,
so
Ushikoya.
much. Oh, yeah. Oshikoya, did you hear? I hope that helps. That
Yes,
answers your
ma. Yes,
question,
thank
ma'am.
you.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Okay.
ma. Yes, ma.
Okay. All right. So yes, I can see all the chat, all the comments in the chats. There's Yetunde says okay. I think Yetunde says I give and give to the point I feel guilty if I don't, while neglecting myself. Now I'm really going to choose myself first. I ended up not okay. I think I've read that before. So Beculia says, thank you so much, ma'am. Learned it's more fulfilling to give without expectations. I should never stop giving just because the previous recipient didn't say thank you. Yes. And then Amarachi Fortune has a question. She says, how can you deal with familiarity? And she puts family in brackets and boundaries. I think she's talking about boundary setting.
Yeah. You know, one thing with boundaries is that, unfortunately, we are the one that break the boundaries before other people. If I tell Coach Chinwemma that I don't receive calls after 9 p.m., and then she calls me at 9:10, and I pick that call, do I blame Coach Chinwemma for calling me, or do I blame myself for answering? I set the rule. I broke the rule. She didn't break it. I did. When you set boundaries, the first person to enforce it is you. You are the one that's supposed to enforce it. And when you enforce it, you just communicate it. I called you at 9:10. You did not pick. But I told you that by 9 o'clock I will be in bed. That's it. No matter the guilt trip, it doesn't matter. You have to be consistent in reinforcing the rule over and over. That's what teachers do. You repeat instructions over and over. As many times they try to break it, as many times you reinforce it. As many times you try to break it, as many times you reinforce it. If they are not getting tired of trying to break it, you don't get tired of trying to reinforce it. And it will get to a point, they'll be the one telling other people, I want to call Sonia. He said, what time is it? It's 9:05. She won't pick your call. What happened? She doesn't pick up at that time because she's already in bed. They will become your advocate. I believe that you train people on how to treat you. Is it easy? No. Is it doable? Yes. With consistency. If your child said they want sweet and you know that the last time they took loads of sweet, they ended up with the dentist and it cost you loads of money. If your child come and meet you again, mommy, I want sweet, what will you say? Even if that child cry and wail, you wouldn't give that child. Not because you hate the child, but because you are a good mother and you don't want that child to be in pain and you don't want to pay more. So I would say consistency, reinforcement, and be the first person to hold on to that road. Don't break it. They will fall in place. Don't worry. It's fine. They will fall in place. It's all right. If they are not tired, you should not be tired. They said a child that wants to have a big teeth is okay, but be ready to have a big lips to cover it. That's it. I hope that helps you.
Much. Thank you so much for that response. You know, when you were saying that, I was reflecting on my own self because I had to recover from people pleasing. I had imposter syndrome. I had to recover. So on my own personal development journey, I realized that there's a real me, but because of some of these systems or belief systems that you were talking about, expectations, other people's expectations and validations, I found myself being into so many things, trying to just be everywhere to please people. And usually I have a very busy schedule. I work full time during the week. Weekend, look at me. Look at how my day has been. Tomorrow now I'm in church and blah, blah. Monday I'm back to work. And then I found out that some people would just say, send me a message. Oh, I need to talk to you. Or people will just dial my number, call me. And if I'm free, I just pick the call. And before you know it, call has entered 1 hour, 2 hours, because they're telling me all their problems and I've left the things I'm doing, not even maybe I need to spend time with my family. I'm on the phone. I had to sit myself down and say, I can't be that available. No, I cannot be. So now, if you want to speak with me, it's not pride, it's me trying to preserve my energy. Because my job is very emotive, that the things I deal with every day, by the time I get home, and I speak a lot because I have an advice line, I consult in clinic. By the time I'm speaking to people, the whole hours I'm at work, if not through the phone, it's face to face. By the time I come home, I'm tired. I just want to have, I used to say to my children that I've exhausted my number of words for the day. So I don't even want to talk again. I just want to rest. But when I push myself and push myself because I'm trying to meet other people's needs, except it's urgent, I'll tell you to send a voice note or send a chat. If I see your chat and it's urgent, then I will do a voice note and respond. If I need to call you, I have made rooms for people. I've received message from someone middle of the night. and I knew it was a distress call. I had to respond. I was about going to bed, just looked at my phone for one last time, and somebody was sending a distress message. Yes, things like that. But like she said, and what depletes your energy? So one of the tasks that we need to take away today is find a journal, sit down and list out what are those things that you spend so much of your time doing that don't add value to you. And what are those things that fuels you? What are the things that refuels your energy? So these are things that we need to make a list of them. And if you sit down every day, like she said, boundaries are not walls. Boundaries are bridges. They
I'm really
teach
sorry to
people.
interrupt you, my coach, but I have to jump on another call. So
So thank you
thank you
so
so much
much.
for
We'll let you
having me.
go. We're very
Yeah, thank you.
grateful.
All
Thank
right.
you. If we have any questions, and please, I'll post in the group all her contacts for you to reach her, her books, all that her services. If you need to get in touch with Coach Sonia, she's such an amazing gift to our world. We want to say thank you once again. God
Thank you
bless you
so
for
much.
being here.
All right.
Thank you.
God
Thank you.
bless you
Thank you
too.
very
Thank you.
much. God bless you. Bye. Great. I hope it's been an amazing session for us tonight. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Thank you, Oshiko Oluremi. Thank you so much. God bless you all for being here. Do we have any questions before we call it a night? Do we have any questions? I can take questions at this point. But yes, before the questions come up, I just want to highlight some of the things that Coach Sonia touched today. She touched on the fact that we as women, we are natural nurturers. That's how we're designed. And we keep pouring and pouring and pouring. But at this stage in our life, we need to sit back and ask ourselves, who is replenishing us? Some of us have been raised in with so much adverse childhood experiences that we have learned how not to be vulnerable. We have learned how not to feel weak enough to allow other people help us. We just think that we're the only ones who can do things and do it perfectly well. I watch women who just think that their husbands cannot help with anything. Maybe he's slow, he's not as quick as they are in decision making or in taking action. And they just feel, oh, I'm not going to let him do it. I'll do everything myself. They do the school runs, they take the children everywhere, they do all the driving, they do everything. That is trauma speaking. If you find yourself not being able to delegate to people because you think that you're the only person who can do all the tasks well, that is trauma speaking. There's something from your childhood that has installed that setting in you. And part of being whole is you finding healing so that you can break free from that idea that nobody else can do this thing than you. That's one of the things that make women burn out. We feel that our children can't do things better than us. Our spouses can't do things. We can't even have a domestic staff help us because we just believe that we are the only ones who can do it well. And we don't think, what if one day you cannot lift a finger? What happens? We need to take care of ourselves, women. We need to look after ourselves. We need to replenish. We need to, part of what I'm trying to do for myself is to make sure that every year from this year, by God's grace, I take at least a weekend away to just retreat away from family, away from the world, and just be somewhere by myself. I know it might be difficult for some of us to achieve some of the things we're talking about. These changes will not happen overnight. But I believe that a seed has been sown such that when you leave this webinar tonight, you will begin to change the way you live your life. You begin to know that you cannot please everybody. Recently, I'll share with us, there's a community I belong to. I haven't been very active in it, and I had to just pull away because I had some other things to attend to, which is another way that I preserve my energy. Knowing the season of life that I'm in and the commitments that I have, I had to sit back last year and say, what are the things I need to cut off? What are some of the groups that I need to cut off? What are some of the activities that I'm involved in that I need to just message them and say, you know what? I'm really sorry, but I cannot be as active as I used to be. I can no longer be as committed because of the season of life that I'm in. And I did that. I messaged the admins of some of the groups that I knew that I can't. Some of the commitments that I had, groups that I was serving in, I had to step aside. Why? There are other things in this season that needs my attention. And if I continue to stretch myself so thin, I won't be able to show up as a whole person. I won't be able to serve the people that God has called me to in the capacity that I should. So wisdom is go back today, sit down and ask yourself. For some of us, if you are the first daughter or you are the person in the family who seem to have a bit, family members are not asking you whether you have even eaten. Some families are not that considerate. They will keep calling you for everything that they need. Am I saying don't give? If you have and you can give, please give. But don't borrow to give people. I've seen situations where people were trying to please their family members and they've put their own integrity on the line. They have gone to stick their necks out for things that they do not need because they want to please a family member. Some of these things are not even health-related problems that you will say, if it's health-related, we know that a life is at stake. If you have to borrow to save a life, please, by all means, right? Well, not that somebody sits down and tell me they want to buy a phone that they cannot afford, or they just want to fund things that they cannot afford, things that can wait, and you stick your neck out to do those things. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Excuse me, may I just take a sip of water? Checking our physical health. She said that. Exercising, taking walks, anything you know you can do to on the physical side of it. By God's grace, before the year runs out, we're going to host a webinar about our health. We'll have a health webinar by the grace of God. Take yourself out. When you earn your salary, do you pay yourself? Do you ask yourself, okay, I've earned 20,000. I've earned this amount of money. What is that need that I have? Pay yourself. No matter how little, it doesn't have to be big, but have a token that you give yourself to pat yourself on the back that, yes, you have done well. Some of us don't appreciate ourselves. And part of wholeness is you appreciating the woman that you are. You appreciating the journey that you've been going through, the victories, the storms that you've been through, and yet you are still standing. If other people don't appreciate you, appreciate yourself. Like she mentioned, you have to be responsible for setting the boundaries. Initially, people might think your own is too much. There was a time I was having migraine all the time because of the several multiple things that I deal with in a day. I was just so available. But I learned, and now I'm better for it. When I cannot, sometimes people message me. I have a time of the day after work that I look at my phone and respond to messages. But if it's not urgent, it might wait for a couple of days. Why? It's not pride. It's because I'm human and I need to preserve myself. I'm raising 3 children. I have my husband to attend to. So please, let's learn not to spread ourselves too thin. With this, if there are no more questions, we'll be wrapping up for tonight. I hope today's webinar has blessed you. I hope you've learned something from tonight. Remember that give to yourself first. Prioritize yourself. In my book, I was going through it today, my book, Woman Emerge. This book has a chapter 10, talks about prioritizing you. And there's a quote that I wrote in this book. I'll just read it out to us. It says, you're the only person that you will ever have for the rest of your life. Cherish yourself. Treat yourself with kindness. Love yourself. Be your own caretaker. That is what is here. To effortlessly pour into others, you need to be whole first, so you do not easily feel drained and burned out. That is me reading from my book. I don't think you can see it. Woman Emerge. If you want it, there are copies. This book, some of us here have read it, and the review is amazing. This is like, I poured my heart into this book. I didn't even know. It was just me thinking, I know that a chapter in this book actually addresses something that about what we're discussing today. And I went and picked it up and I saw it. It says, caring for yourself is not selfishness, as you may have been led to believe. Prioritizing your well-being is one way to show others how you value yourself and how they should value you. So don't feel guilty for prioritizing you. Don't feel guilty for saying no when that is actually what you need to say. Sometimes we say yes because we don't want other people to feel bad. But the truth is that if something happens to you, those people that you're trying to place above your own needs, place their own needs above your own needs, you might not find them. So say no when you need to say no. It might be difficult at the start. Learn to say no in a nice way. Oh, can you come for this party? Can you buy that ashwebi? Oh, thank you for inviting me. I would have really loved to do it, but at this time, I'm not able to. Maybe next time. When we say no, we're not just saying, no, I can't come. No. We're saying, say it nicely in a way that the person would see that you have the genuineness to be there, but you cannot afford to be there. I remember, okay, I'll retract to one story that I was trying to share before we round up. So in this community, they just created a temporary group and they were like, oh, we need to contribute this amount of money ASAP within the next few minutes. And at that time, the truth is, I do not have enough to be able to do that contribution because I asked myself, this is an impromptu contribution, not because someone is sick, but it's because, or not because someone is homeless or there's a distress need, but it's an urgent contribution for a birthday gift for someone. I love to give gifts, right? But at that time, I knew that if I dipped my hand in my finances to take out anything in that season, it would be me not being wise. Why? I had so many pressing needs, so many pressing demands at that time. And it had to pass. Why? Because I have contributed before. I have always given. But at this time, I had to be wise enough. Before, I would easily say to myself, if I don't give, people will say this, people will say that. But no, I've outgrown that stage. Why? Because I know that I have always done it. But even in this season, anytime I find myself in a position where I'm doubting what I should do, I just don't do it. I take a step backwards. I pause and think. If I need to pray about it, I pray about it. Holy Spirit, what should I do? And the peace that I got in this is that this person we're putting this money together for does not lack anything. There are people who are hungry around me that I'm trying to support. There's a family who lost their visas that are just like, they're stranded. So you can channel your giving to where it is needed. That would be more fulfilling than giving under pressure because someone needs to be pleased. Sometimes it's sowing seed, yes, but wisdom again is profitable to direct. So as we round up tonight's webinar, I hope it's been valuable to you. Thank you for showing up. We're going to draw the curtains now if there are no questions. Thank you all so very much. Thank you for your contributions, for engaging. It's been an awesome time, and I celebrate all of you. I wish us all happy International Women's Day tomorrow. When you see the posts, please share, celebrate every woman around you. Let's celebrate ourselves for how amazing we are. We are an intricate part of God's plan. We're a masterpiece. So we need to learn to celebrate ourselves and stop spreading ourselves too thin to please others. Give to yourself first and give to others. God bless you all. And thank you. I'm going to pause the recording for now until we see again at our next webinar. Keep shining, keep growing. God bless you.